This is Akashavani Mangaluru. Dear listeners, in today's Talk in English program now, you will hear a talk, Teaching Mathematics is a Challenge, by Dr. Raksha Poojary, Assistant Professor of Mathematics, Poornaprajna College, Udupi.
Mathematics is often regarded as the universal language. It plays an important role in understanding the world, but when it comes to teaching it, we quickly realize that students don't all speak it in the same way or at the same pace. Mathematics has become a synonym for phobia. This makes the task of teaching mathematics both complex and challenging. Imagine teaching math as trying to solve a complex equation with multiple variables. Here, each student is like a variable. Each student brings a unique set of needs, backgrounds, and learning styles into the classroom. This diversity can make the teaching process quite intricate. The teaching and learning of mathematics, like any other subject, requires both the teacher and the learner to communicate effectively. One main problem with mathematics is that it is often viewed as a dry and rigid subject. This perception leads to many misconceptions, which can impact how students and even educators approach the subject. Let us address some of these misconceptions. A common belief is that math is not relevant in everyday life. In reality, math plays a significant role in many aspects of our daily lives. It starts with simple things like counting money, measuring ingredients for a recipe, or even managing a budget. But it goes beyond these basics. It is very crucial for complex activities like designing software, constructing buildings, predicting weather patterns, or even in satellite launching. If I ask you to name one area which does not use mathematics, it becomes difficult to answer. That is why it is often called the Queen of Sciences. It is everywhere. It is not just a tool for academic exercises. It is integral to both everyday tasks and major global challenges. Another misconception is that math is boring. People often think that math is boring because it doesn't feel engaging. However, when math is presented creatively and linked to real life scenarios, it can be engaging and even enjoyable. For instance, using real world problems, intricate tools, and hands on activities can make learning math feel relevant and exciting. Let us now focus on third misconception. There is a belief that math is just about memorizing formulas and procedures. While memorization can be helpful, understanding the underlying concept is far more important. Understanding why a formula works and how different mathematical principles connect can lead to a deeper understanding and better problem solving skills. Now, apart from the above mentioned misconceptions, the stereotype that math is only for exceptionally smart people can be very discouraging. The truth is, anyone can learn and excel in mathematics with the right support and approach. Math is much like learning a new language. The more you practice, the more fluent you become. With patience and the right teaching methods, every student has the potential to succeed. Now, besides these misconceptions, teachers also face the challenge of addressing the diverse needs of their students. Students come with different backgrounds, IQ levels, learning styles, and abilities. So, educators need to adapt different teaching strategies to meet each student's needs. Students have different learning preferences. Some students learn best by seeing things like pictures or diagrams, while others do better when they hear explanations. Then there are those who need to get hands on to really grasp a concept. Trying to juggle all these different learning styles in one classroom can be a real challenge. For example, if you are teaching geometry, a visual learner might get it right away with a diagram, but an auditory learner might need to hear a clear explanation about how angles relate to each other. And then you have got few learners who might only really understand by physically moving around shapes or using models. A math lab is a first step towards shifting to activity-based teaching. It helps students and teachers learn new experimental ways of learning and teaching math. Second challenge is that students come into class with different backgrounds. Some might already have a solid grasp of the material, while others could be struggling with the basics. This mix can make it tough to keep the whole class moving forward without leaving anyone behind. For instance, in a high school algebra class, you might have some students who are comfortable solving equations, but others who are still working on basic arithmetic. The teacher's job is to strike a balance, keeping the advanced students engaged while also giving extra support to those who need it. The third challenge is the math anxiety. The math anxiety is a real issue for a lot of students and can seriously impact their learning. It might come from past struggles, a fear of making mistakes, or even the idea that math is just too hard. For example, a student who has had a tough time with math before might freeze up when they hit a challenging problem, which makes it harder for them to get involved with the material. Teachers can help by creating a supportive and encouraging environment where students feel safe to make mistakes and learn from them. Teachers also face the challenge of time. Here is a limited amount of time to cover the curriculum and meet each student's needs. This requires teachers to be strategic, focusing on essential topics, using quick assessments to gauge understanding, and adjusting lessons on the fly. For example, a teacher might use quick assessments to check how well students understand the material and then adjust the lesson, spending more time on tricky topics or moving on when they are ready. Teaching mathematics to students at different levels is no small feat. It requires patience, creativity, and a deep understanding of both the subject matter and the student's capacity. Over the past few decades, there has been falling interest in math learning, teaching, and research. The preference for engineering education has resulted in a huge shortage of math graduates, teachers, and researchers. The main reason for shunning mathematics is the public misconception that there are few attractive career opportunities for math professionals. But with math proficiency and expertise required in most industries, there is growing demand for people with strong analytical skills and a broad-based background in mathematical sciences. One famous saying goes, "Neglect of mathematics works injury to all knowledge, since he who is ignorant of it cannot know the other sciences or things of the world." Indeed, math is not just a subject, it is a way of thinking, a method for solving problems, and a key to unlocking other fields of knowledge. Let us remember that math is a beautiful and exciting subject. It is about patterns, equations, and the precision of exact answers. By addressing misconceptions and fostering a positive attitude towards the subject, we can help students not only succeed but also enjoy math. The rewards are immense. When students finally grasp a difficult concept, the confidence and satisfaction they gain are worth every effort.
Dear listeners, that was a talk, Teaching Mathematics is a Challenge, delivered by Dr. Raksha Poojary. This talk came to you from the studios of Akashavani Mangaluru.